Yeah, good evening, everyone. And good morning to some of you from other countries. So we start the session, setting correct motivation in order to make your time, our time, most beneficial. Especially most beneficial for our own spiritual development, and as well as for the well-being of the rest of the numberless sentient beings. So, generate the altruistic motivation. Yeah, thank you.
Taking refuge and generating bodhicitta once in English, twice in Tibetan. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chodam soki chodnam la changju bardu dagni kyabsuchi dagi chunyen gepe sonamgi dora penchir sangye druparsho Sangye chodam soki chodnam la changju bardu dagni kyabsuchi dagi chunyen gepe sonamgi dora penchir sangye druparsho.
Thank you. Yeah, so I would like to touch in a few points in relation to mandala offering practice. The brief introduction to the practice we have done on the last session, and and the practical exercise, how to do on the last session. So there are a few points that maybe I didn't manage to mention in the last session. So one of them is the practice of mandala offering, accomplish, or the practice of six paramita, six perfection, the practice of morality, practice of generosity, practice of patient, joyous effort, concentration, and wisdom. So this is stated in the sutra that taught the teaching on mandala. The Shakyamuni Buddha himself. So whenever you practice mandala practice, and you're practicing the six paramita. So that very much, of course, whole through process of the mandala practice, will have the element of six paramita. Their sense of moral conduct when it comes to your attitude, physical gesture, and the verbal, the speech, is all to do with the dharma conduct. So that's the moral conduct. Then making, whichever mandala practice you do, the outer mandala offering, inner mandala offering, secret mandala offering, suchness mandala offering, is all about giving. making offerings to the merit field, making offerings to the Guru. So that itself is the form of practice of the paramita, or the perfection of generosity. Then whatever merit you accumulate out of that, you dedicate for the benefit of the numberless sentient beings' well-being, and that also the charity or the generosity of your merit to the sentient being, so that that cover the two the practice of the two earlier paramita. And then by knowing, then the the third one is the patient. Whichever practice you do, it require quite an effort, especially when you construct the physical in the mandala offering or the outer mandala offering, such as even if you do the seven heaps of mandala offering practice, or 33 heaps, or 35 heaps, or 37 heaps, 23 or 25 or 37 heaps, or 9 heaps, there are many. And there are also certain masters, they also emphasize about 39 heaps, and in some case it comes 40 heaps. So there's teaching by Gyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche, at the end of the placing all the 37 hips, then Rinpoche advised to, place 3 3 more hips, and plus the crown, the mandala crown. So that become 40 hips. The 3 hips are, represent the offering of one's own body, speech, and mind, in order to receive the blessings of the body, speech, and mind of the merit field, or the Buddha, or the Guru. So, in fact, there's a lot of effort, when you utilize the mandala set. In many cases can be quite heavy, and your hand could be quite painful, and especially if you are conducting, many numbers of the mandala offering practice, like such as what Lama Tsongkhapa did, 1.8 million, something like that, and until his wrists are completely worn out, so there's a lot of patience of enduring suffering, patience of gathering virtue, patience of dedicating your practice for altruistic purpose of benefiting sentient being. So it's unbelievable patience required. So then joyous effort, the mandala offering practice is one of most powerful practice to accumulate merit, to gather the resources, meritorious resources to enhance our path, enhance our realization, you see. So through mandala offering practice, the power of the merit that we accumulate, we quickly gain realization on all the stages of the path, like the lamrim realizations, realization that Guru has, realization of the Tantra, the 4 classes of Tantra, realization on, completion stage of the generation and completion of tantric practices. So the mandala offering is one of the best tool that we can equip in order to gather, conditional resources. Otherwise, even though there may be a seed that we can develop the path, there may be, great practices of path may be out there, such a abundance of blessing is, is ready to pour on us. But if we don't have enough conditional support, then the realization won't be able to be achieved. So the mandala practice serves that purpose, you see. So, so when you think about that, then you will have a joyous effort to practice. Then also mandala practice is a great purification practice. Whenever you experience any form of obstacle, you in fact can visualize all that obstacle dissolving into the mandala hips or the mandala offering. Then you offer to the guru, you offer to the triple gem, you offer to the deities. Is one of a very powerful purification practice. When you have any form, like diseases, then those diseases, including its causes, you visualize in the form of like a dark, what's it, in the form of blood and pus, like dissolving into the mandala offering that you offer to the merit field. There's such practice there. If it's spirit harm, then it's kind of like a black smoke, dark smoke kind, dissolving into the mandala offering, and you offer to the merit field. It is a karmical obstacle. And then, you visualize as a like a scorpion, black scorpion, then dissolving into the mandala offering, the hips, then you offer to the triple gem, or you offer to the guru, you offer to the merit field, So it sounds like very strange. You offer all the bad things to the guru and to the merit field. But the thing is, whatever you offer to the guru, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, or the triple gem, for them, everything enjoy as a nectar. Everything enjoys as a blissful substance. So even you offer the spirit who causing harm to you, you offer to the merit field, to the guru, the spirit become their attendant, they become their disciple, no more harmful spirit. So it's really nice, really wonderful. Then after that, then after you perform this, in one way it's quite simple practice. After you perform the simple practice, then you have this conviction. Now all this karma, spirit harms, diseases, whatever you offer to the Buddha, offer to the merit field, then one of the practice of offering is to have this sense of completely free from miserliness, completely letting go. So you have totally offered. So now you have to come to a point that you cannot have that grasping. I still have that karma. I still have this sickness. I still, have this spirit harm. So right there, immediately there's a benefit of releasing yourself from the bondage of grasping to the negative experiences. There's an immediate benefit. The ultimate benefit is, it does really purify its causes. Whether it's a spirit, or whether it's karma, or whether it's what is that? Oh, yeah, the whatever the causes. It can be like a kind of poisons or the elemental disturbances, whatever it may be. The power of the practice, the offering practice, through the mandala practice, it carry the power to really stop, those causes to harm you like that. So when you think about it, then it's almost like, just want to practice mandala offering. Don't want to practice anything, just mandala offering practice. Everything's there. But you can, like every practice, you have this practice of mandala offering, right? We can do that, and you can see in sadhana practices, or the puja practices, there's a sections of mandala offering practices there, Then any form of tantric practice, one of the main samaya to practice is the 6 session Guru Yoga. There's a mandala offering practice. So it's almost like we cannot be separated from the practice of mandala. And all the past Kadama masters, from Nyingma Kagyu Sajya Gelug, and the master of the Indians, the one practice is not separated from their day-to-day life. It's a mandala offering practice, So, so Buddha himself specifically dedicated a sutra talks about mandala offering practice. Then, there's, you see, mostly in the past, they use a grain for the offering. So the grain, especially like in India, in Bihar, in Bodh Gaya region, Nalanda, where the Nalanda monasteries are, in summertime, it's very humid and very, very hot. So the grains, so easily get bugs, etc. So not only that, even in the cold place in the Himalayas in Tibet, because everything is organic, so you don't have this chemical to clear the bugs. So there's a lot of bugs, etc. So there's a lot of concentration to make sure you make sure uh, you clean, you liberate if there's any bugs, etc. Make sure that you're not hurting them, and also there's the concentration practice to make as precious, as clean as possible. From the very beginning, when you do uh, the preparing the ingredients and preparing the mandala base, there's a lot of rituals or a lot of stages of practices to involve, like such as cleansing 3 times out, accommodating 3 times in, so there's a lot of visualizations, a lot of concentrations required. So that helps to develop the practice of the paramita of concentration. Then at the end of the day, the practitioner, the benefit out of the mandala offerings are all understood as emptiness. So you meditate on emptiness. Even from the Suti point of view, always end with the meditation on emptiness, the adorning the practice with the 3 pillars of emptiness. This is the thing, and that again complete the paramita practice of the wisdom. So mm, just now I mentioned about the offering negativities and sufferings, in dissolving into the mandala offering and offer to the merit field. There's also a similar practice that you can do when you make orma offering, the ritual cake offering, especially when you do the protector pujas, as a dharma offering practice, and that also carry the similar purposes. Whenever we do protector pujas or specific pujas that dedicating to clear obstacles, so there is similar visualization I mentioned before. Those different sort of obstacles and negativities, dissolving into the dharma, and you offer to the protector, you offer to the deity. That also one of a very powerful purification that comes in our way, which quite rarely talk about it, but there's such a practice there. And then there's offerings of the in relation to the 4 type of mandala offering, the inner offering, inner mandala offering. So you see, inner offering and inner mandala offering is 2 different things. So inner offering usually talk about this nectar that which we utilize, during high Sukhi country practices. But inner mandala offering is something totally different. So inner mandala offering, one of very celebrated practice, especially in the tradition of Sakya, is to offer the three partial attitude, the attachment, aversion, ignorance, and the object of three partial attitude, that dissolve into the mandala, the heaps that you create, and you offer that to the merit field, and regarded that is very powerful to purify three poisons, and also very powerful to purify the harm that we receive from enemies, that harm that we may receive from a loved one, due to excessive attachment. Then those limitations that we may encounter in relation to, ignoring rest of the sentient being, you see, so like that. Then mandala offering is one of very powerful practice to purify the broken samaya in relation to guru. Mm, mm, mm. So, later I will mention, the prayers. Actually, you can find that in the Guru Puja text, especially there's one who say, I don't know, in our normal Guru Puja text, they have or not, but this, the Happy MD have a text that compile as the money retreat prayer book, money retreat or money payment retreat prayer book. So in there, there's a section especially to purify the whatever negative action or negative karma committed in relation to Guru, through the practice of mandala offering. So whenever we find that you have degenerated your faith, Guru devotion into your Guru, or you accidentally or just casually happen to speak negative words or defame Guru, expressing dissatisfaction, to the value of the Guru. Or or even or if in the past lifetime, so this lifetimes didn't happen, but in the past lifetime there are possibility of even drawing blood from the Guru, etc. Those are very heavy karma. Heavy karma. Without relying on the Guru, enlightenment is not possible. Without relying on the Guru, without having perfect Guru Yoga practice, never will achieve the realization in the stages of the path. Never will realize renunciation, never will realize bodhicitta, never will realize the wisdom of emptiness, and no question about tantra. So, so one thing that we have to make very sure is that you have an intact, Guru devotion, both in service and thoughts. Both in service and thoughts, you see. So thought is like always seeing your Guru, oneness with the Buddha. In action is delivering or in your very best living, following Guru's advice, which is for oneself to always, never to be separated, path, practicing the path to liberation, never to indulge in the samsara. So that's the Guru's teaching. That's the essence of the Guru's teaching, Guru's advice, Guru's job that asks us to, do. You see, so even one may think that I have intact Guru Yoga practice, but it's good to do mandala offering practice, specifically dedicating to purify, even in case there's any even subtle form of degeneration of Guru devotion. So the more that you intensify your Guru devotion practice, more that you develop Guru devotion practice, easier to actualize the realization of the stages of the path. So there are some examples, like who have illustrated how powerful the impact of the or benefit of the mandala offering practice. So in India, mhm, there's a cemetery mandala for Wu Mountain. Mhm, mhm. So there's one practitioner. Um, so this practitioner, only available, he collect from the riverside, some white stone, some stone he collect. So then he use rope base to offer the mandala offering, and making constant mandala offering to the merit field, to the deity. His deity, meditation deity, was Vajrayogini. And then, before he left his body, within that very lifetime, he achieved Vajrayogini Pure Land through mandala offering practice. And then there's also a story about King Ashoka. King Ashoka's previous reincarnation was born, as a human during the previous fortunate Buddha's time. Sangye Namsik, it's called Buddha, Namsik, Sangye Namsik. So there are seven Buddhas of the fortunate eons. So the first one is called Sangye Namsik. So during that time, he was a little child, a little boy, playing with another boy on the street. And when the Sangye Namsi was approaching to him, and the Sangye Namsi is very tall, his height, and he's carrying this begging bowl. He's like coming straight towards them, and among all the three boys, aspire to make offerings to the Buddha to fill up the begging bowl, but they don't have anything. So then the reincarnation of the Ashoka before, he felt that the dust that he's playing, to scoop that dust handful, and he visualized as a goal and fill up into the Buddha's begging bowl. The two other kids squat down, then he stand onto it and then pour into the Buddha's begging bowl. Because of that, when he reincarnate uh, as a human during Shakyamuni Buddha's time, as a Dharma king, Ashoka, then within one evening, he has the merit to get the resources and has the ability, has the talent and ability to accomplish 100 million stupas within one evening, just because of making that sand handful as a goal. So now here, when we do the mandala offering practice, we offer entire universe, entire existence in the form of wish fulfilling jewel, and nectar we offer to the Buddha. So how much merit we're going to accumulate? So those are examples. Then the founder of the Nyungne, the fasting retreat, Compassionate Buddhist fasting retreat, Nyungne practice, the Bhikshuni Mapelmo, one of the main reason she, within short period of time, you can say the practice started on the first day of the Sakadawa month. And then on the 15th day, she attained full enlightenment in the state of Thousandam Cheresik. Cheresik is enlightenment, And one of the main practice she performed is a mandala offering. Of course, we normally talk about she practiced Nyungne, etc. But one of the practical practice that she's been doing, throughout those 15 days of the Sakadawa was mandala offering practice and offer to the Chandesik. And on the 15th full moon day, she achieved, full enlightenment within the state of compassionate Buddha because of mandala offering practice. So also in Tibet, there's a meditator called Gombawa, Najopande Gombawa. So he usually practice mandala offering practice. Uh, uh, mm. But then one time, so he paused the mandala offering practice and he started to meditate on, the completion stages of the daily yoga meditations. But he put aside on mandala practice. So then one day, the Kadamba master, Bishop Domdemba, encounter, went to see him, and he saw, you usually perform mandala offering practice, but how come you stop? So he says, I'm practicing some other important practices. So then, so then the Domdamba, in fact, kind of give a little scolding to Gombowa that even our guru Atisha, takes the mandala offering practice. It's so important, 6 times a day, and it's very much like the most obvious practice that we witness, central practice to our guru. And now you put that aside and you try to do something else, it won't fulfill the purpose of your spirituality. So get back to the work, get back to the job. So it's like that. Then after that, the Gombaba, um, he give full time to practice the mandala offering practice. And within short period of time, uh, mm, he see entire Buddha's complete pure realm in every single atom. In every single atom, he see entire complete numberless Buddhas, numberless Buddhas celestial in every single atom. It's because of the power of the merit. Hmm? Yeah, then no question about Lama Tsongkhapa. Yeah. Hmm? And I also mentioned last time about the late Geshe Lama Koncho, like Lama Sopa Rinpoche, late Khenso Rinpoche. These lamas I myself witness, and many people like Venerable Rubina and many other Western practitioners. They understand the power and the benefit of mandala offering practice. And there are some practitioners, really obviously, they are one of the main luggage is a mandala offering. Venerable Rubina's, main luggage used to be one of the mandala offering with the big precious stones. So I think it's wonderful if the practitioner is able to like kind of, instead of too many clothes, that you have so much of mandala offering resources. When I was in Kuala Lumpur, the Losang Tapo Buddhist Center, there's one stage from I think quite from very beginning, express the importance of mandala offering practice. I'm sure, from before, all the seniors must be practicing, but eventually, we had quite a lot of newcomers. So then thought about the mandala offering practice, uh, and encourage, if possible, everybody, if possible, as many people as possible, or those who regular to the center, try to get a mandala set. Then after that, utilize them during Tara Puja, because they perform Tara Puja every month, Guru Puja every month, and both puja, one of the very important the ritual practice is the mandala offering practice. So later, uh, uh, everybody put a lot of diligence in that. And then the late Abbot Khenso Rinpoche Lama Lhundup, who once a year used to visit. And during the puja, he saw, like full of gompa, I don't know, maybe 50, 60, or usually, when Insulin is there will be over 100 people. But almost most of the people, they're really carrying the mandala offering practice, and everybody simultaneously perform. It's so inspiring, so inspiring. And Khenso Rinpoche was so pleased. And I see that they are still doing, they're keeping up now. And I also saw that the senior students, they are conducting now lessons to the newcomers and encouraging them to, like bring the mandala offering practices. So like that. So in Tibet, in the Himalayas, in the monasteries, uh, is a very obvious, you can see that. But in some monastery where their main focus is like study philosophy, then during the puja you may not see the monks are bringing the mandala sets. But if you look into their room, their individual rooms, in most of the sangha you may find that they have mandala offering sets. Yeah. And many sanghas, even philosophy students, the philosophy students, their programs are very hectic, but still, they find time to go to Bodh Gaya to accumulate, 100,000 mandala offering, model practices, etc., etc. So these are, it's quite inspiring, And last session also I did talk about the object where you offer the mandala offering. There's usually we know like merit field and our altar, whatever holy object there. But one thing that I mentioned, something new, but which is in the sutra. So that is you can have like a true mandala set, or at least the true mandala set. So in on top of the one mandala set, just using the base, then you place um, 5 hips. So I think last time I didn't look at the text, so I just want to repeat it in case I made a mistake. So in the central, let's say this is mandala base. So in the central, one hips. When you throw a hips, sometime on the plate, maybe just 1 grain, doesn't matter. Sometimes remain a lot of grain, doesn't matter. Just pour the hips. That's the Lama, so your guru. Then east, now start from your side. This is for you to receive blessing. So on the east, your Yidam meditational deity, whatever meditational deity you have, you visualize that. This is it. Then on the south is the Buddha. So you start from Shakyamuni Buddha, then the rest of the other Buddhas, Then on the west is the Dhammapala. No, sorry. No, Dhammapala. The Dharma. So you visualize, uh, the one text, maybe like Hasutra, Dhammapada Sutra, or your sadhana text. Then the north, then the Sangha. So there's a hips that is symbolize, symbolize like arahats, the Sangha, the arahats, like such as 16 arahats. You can visualize that, or otherwise you can also visualize the Buddha himself, who is also Sangha, So that's your merit field where you want to practice the mandala offering. So if you go to do a retreat somewhere, then you can have 2 sets of mandala. So one you put in front, especially like, let's say in Bodh Gaya, you will see there's no much space. There's so many hundreds of people doing all sort of practices. So you may have only little space. So right in front of you, this is your merit field. Then you practice the 7 hips of the mandala offering practice, or 37 hips, or whatever like that. Then in general, so there are 3 types of visualizations way to do visualizations of your merit field. I did mention that last time. Again, I just want to reconfirm that. So this is a general. There's three way. One is the Guru Puja way, which is like we call Tomsok. It's like a how to say the whole complete entirety of the merit field. You actualize them like a city, like whole city like that. So when you visualize you can visualize one by one, or you can visualize in the bird eye way, bird eye manner. Like whole thing is there. Like when you look from up in the sky to the whole city, like there's a parliament, there's like there's library, there's a university, there's a shopping mall, there are houses like that. You can go one by one, or you can have this bird eye view. So this is the Lama Chöpa way. Then another second one is the Yamantaka practice way. The Yamantaka practice is Totsek. Totsek is above each other, like guru, and above guru, the yidam, above yidam, like the Buddha, and Dharma, Sangha, or so all like above each other like that. So like infinite, you can visualize like that. Oh, yeah. So then the third one is the tradition of 6 session Guru Yoga. The 6 session Guru Yoga is the Kundun Nurbiluk. So it's like the whole thing in one, like such a like Guru is the embodiment of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, Yidam, Dakadakini, like one. But one which is essence of all. So there are three ways of doing visualizations. Then the meaning of mandala, or mandala in Tibetan is like kilkor. So there's a two word. Kil is understood as a essence. Kor is very much like abstract, or get, or abstract. So abstract the essence is the mandala meaning the tool that which extract, receive, or get the essence, which is the blessings, which is the realizations of the path. So when you offer mandala to the guru, you actually you receive the essence of the guru, which is the guru's realization. You offer mandala to the deity, whatever the objective to achieve the deityhood, you will receive that as a blessing. You see, so if you make offering to all the entire Lama Chöpa merit field, then whatever quality the guru has, the deity has, the lineage masters has, the Dhammapalas has, the Dakadakini has, everything, you will be, you will receive through the tools of mandala offering. So that from that point of view, why regard mandalas are so important. Even having mandala painting, in the house, or mandala set, having on your altar or on your table all the time, or mandala set with you wherever you go, you have the mandala set. That means you have the tool to receive, the blessings all the time. You see, so even this, the deity mandala drawing, like Kalachakra mandala, like Heruka mandala, like Guesamaja mandala, Yamantaka mandala, there are so many different type of mandalas that you can get in the paintings, so you can put on your wall, so that is like an object where you can attract the blessings, good energies, abundance, like happiness, goodness in the home, So so those are benefits. Then even like hosting, Zen mandala making, Zen mandala making, at home, in the Dharma centers, in the monasteries, or in the open area. It is a great consecration of a place when you organize making of Zen mandala. It's a great purification of the place, and consecrating the place to become a celestial to receive blessings, like that. So therefore, even keeping Zen mandala Zen with us, you see. So especially like someone pass away, uh, you know, uh, just pinch of Zen mandala, you can put on their crown. That itself is good enough of all the blessings. Because that mandala, become a tool for that diseased or dying person to receive all the blessings of the triple gem. And also you can spread the mandala Zen, around the body, and you leave the body like that, even 1 2 day, or you cremate like that, or if your body is bearing, then the mandala Zen is all over your body, even a pinch, but all over your body. So entire your the physical aggregates, become as valuable like the Zen mandala Zen, which become um, the tool to attract the essence or the blessings of the Buddhas. So so the usage of mandala Zen is actually very, very common and very important. So when we get opportunity, uh, you know, either in the West or in if not, if there's no Zen mandala making happening, then even when you happen to go to like Nepal, India, Tibet, there's a lot of Zen mandala practices that happens in the monasteries. So, and they does the Zen mandala offering practice with the extensive, the sadhana practices, you see. Mm. Uh, so it's so blissful. So you can get a little bit of it and keep at home. It can be very, very useful. So then also talk about the different numbers of hips. The 7 hips is, it says according with the sutra tradition. Then the 9 hips is according with the Kalachakra tradition. Then the Lama Tsongkhapa's tradition is a 23 and 25. And this 23 hips again, and according with the sutra, was and according with the scripture of the Buddha, not created by Lama Tsongkhapa himself. Then the 37 practice is the tradition that came out. Dogen Shögyal Pakpa, there's one master, is a Sakya from the Sakya tradition. So Dogen Shögyal Pakpa. Then I mentioned before, there's a text that compiled by Jebse Lama Sovereign Bushi. There's it talks about 30, 39 hips, then placing the top, it become 40 hips, so like that. Then the 20 Lama Tsongkhapa's tradition, 23 and 25, just difference of whether you include the golden ground and the fence. So there's like Om Benzar Bume Ao, Wanjin Serki Sashi, Om Benzareki Ao, Wanjin Serki Sashi, Om Benzareki Ao. The last two. And the first one is like making the ground, isn't it? Om Benzar Bume Ao, the blessing the ground, consecrating the ground. Then Wanjin Serki Sashi, the golden ground. Then Om Benzareki Ao, you make the boundary. So the golden ground boundary, if you skip, then it becomes 23 hips. If you include, it becomes 25 hips. So this is the only difference. Otherwise, it's nothing. Yeah. So the 23 hips, that the reason one of the Lama Tsongkhapa using, of course, all the different hips are according with the Buddha's teaching, but this one is specifically, actually, just now I say wrongly, sutra, not sutra, is according with the tantra, the tantric treatise, um, you know, emphasize the importance of the 23 hips. So Lama Tsongkhapa used that, and not only that, Naropa, the Naropa have used the 23 hips to practice mandala. Naropa. So Naropa, again, another one of the Lama that who extensively, dedicate to practicing mandala offering. He's one of the, obvious example of achieving high level of samadhi. He did retreat in India, in Nepal, when you go to Nepal, you will see, holy places. So one of the regular practice that he also been doing is a mandala offering practice, and that is the 23 hips. So Lama Tsongkhapa adopt that. Then there's also one great Indian Mahasiddha called Avakara. There's one great Indian Mahasiddha, Avakara. So he also used 23 hips and achieved, great like sweep realization on the tantric meditations. Then after Lama Tsongkhapa, the Jawa Ensapa, there's another great Tibetan master, Jawa Ensapa. So Ensapa and his disciples also follow the Lama Tsongkhapa's way, performing 23 or 25 hips. So then again, it's here in text, so means like mainly 23, 25, 25 hips, mainly. So means you also, include other practice, like 37 hips, etc., or 7 hips, you can also practice that. So then, of course, the entire prayer has, extensive meaning, visualizations, but, the rest of the visualizations of the 37 hips, you can refer to the text. There's a text available very easily. You can read it, but there are certain meanings may not be there, in all the texts. So one of them, like the meaning of like the first mantra, Om Benzer Bhumi Ahong. So Benza is a meaning indestructible Vajra or Vajra, so Vajra referring to indestructible object. You also refer to the Dharmakaya, So then when you mention Vajra, you understood that the union, the indestructible union of great bliss and emptiness. Then, before that is Om. So Om, it symbolizes the the basis of the practitioner, the one's own body, speech, and mind, which you're going to utilize, which you're going to use as a used to perform the actions of the mandala offering practice, or use to engage in the practice of mandala offering practice, and you accomplish the merit of wisdom and merit of method, and actualize the resultant the basis of the your enlightenment, or your guru, or your Buddha, or your deity, which is the body, speech, and mind of the your resultant deity, your future deity, or your future, to be achieved the Buddha. So whenever you mention Om, then you can think about that, that you feel the presence of yourself engaging in the practice, and you also have this hopefulness, aspiration, by by engaging the practice of mandala, I will accomplish the two stages of the path. Then I will achieve my resultant, full liberation, the enlightenment, the Guru Buddhahood. So Benza. Then Bhumi is referred to the golden ground. Actually, Bhumi just referred to the ground. So here you understand as a golden ground. So then that ground you visualize the one essence, the ground that achieved through the one essence of the three Vajra, the Vajra body, and the Vajra speech, and the Vajra heart, of the Guru, of the ultimate nature of yours, of the deity. You actualize that ground, the mandala ground. Then the aspect is like a kind of round kind of aspect, like the mandala base. Like in the center, a little bit up, like kind of up, and in the side is like a little bit curved down like that. So exactly like the usual mandala base, how it made up like that. So then now Om Benza Bhumi Ahum. So this syllable A understood as the wisdom realizing emptiness. Then syllable Hum is symbolized the great bliss, and the wisdom that realized great bliss. So yeah, wisdom realized the emptiness. Whom understand as wisdom realizing the great bliss. So that's the meaning of Om Benzer Bume Ah Om. So then Benza Reke Om Benzer Bume Ah Om. What say? Yeah, Om Benzer Bume Ah Om. One J Seke Sa Shi. Then yeah, so then rest of the meanings that you can look at the text, mandala offering text, you can find even in the online. So then the last word, the meaning of the last word, Guru Rana Mandala, idam Guru Rana Mandala Kanitayami. So so idam is understood as this, so the mandala offering, this. Guru Lama, the master, your guru. Rana is a precious gem. Mandal is the mandala, the kilkor, this substance that which draw the blessings. Kabni Nataya me means Bhuvagiwa, making offerings, and its offerings. So this mandala, this offering to the guru is a precious radna, which is the which is the the base to receive all the blessings. I offer this to the guru. I offer this to the meditation like that. So now the mantra for mantra to, bless the bakshung, the substance to bless the mandala and the saffron water. So there's also mantra there. So that mantra is Om Benza Dake Hum. So Om Baja or Benza Dake Hum. Om Benza Dake Hum. So once you actualize the bakshung, so then bakshung also maybe last session, I don't know whether I make mistake or not. So the bakshung, beside the saffron water, actually there's a 5 substance. So actually I did mention about yogurt, but it didn't include. So yogurt actually included. so best is red cows, and if possible, the cow that which stay in a very place there where the grasses are mostly medicinal herbs would be even better, best. So I think the cows in the Himalayas, I think what they eat is mostly medicinal herbs. They say that because each one, they say this one can use for Tibetan medicine, this one used for all those things are the one that the cow eats. So maybe, I don't know, the Santa Fe cows also got medicinal herbs, that may be better. But otherwise, I think it's okay. So in the cow's wee-wee, cow's urine, yeah, that's the first one. And the cow's caca poo-poo, cow shit, or cow dung, isn't it? So then after that is the what is it? Milk and yogurt and butter. 5. So then then beside that, so this is the pakchunga. So the 5 pakchung, the 5 substance of pakchung. So this all thing has to mix together. Then of course, eventually it will dry up. So the later when you want to get the essence out of it, so you need to pour water. The water has to be made from saffron flower. So after you make up that, then also you prepare the saffron water. Now you have to consecrate that. And the mantra to consecrate that is Om Beza Dake Hum. So you recite that by visualizing that, or by in front of, having those substances in front of you, then you reciting that mantra that transmit the frequency of the blessing of this substance. Then you have gathered the mandala offering substance, isn't it? Grains or stones or whatever it may be. That also need to bless, and there's a mantra to bless. That mantra is Om Benza Pushpe Hum. So it's very much like a flower offering mantra like that. Om Benza Pushpe Hum. Om Benza Pushpe Hum. So so once you gather, you can just bless separately, or you can put in the mandala container there. Then before you perform the mantra practice, you recite this mantra, Om Benza Pushpe Hum. Then the mandala base itself, whole mandala set also, to be consecrated. So there's a mantra to be consecrated there. So the mantra is Om Benza Reke Ahum. Om Benza Reke Ahum. So that's to bless the whole mandala set. So now the mandala set has to be blessed. Mandala grain has to be, the substance has to be blessed. Then the thing that's going to clean the mandala base, the bakshung, also need to be blessed. So there are 3 mandalas are there. Yeah. So if you want to do very detailed, so otherwise, just carry on reciting Om Benza Pume Aum Vanchasaki Sashi, by that itself, also, will bless. And also reciting Om Ahung also is a blessing mantra. But you want to do the most extended one, everything, exactly as it is, then you can use all these different mantras to bless. Yeah. So then again, last session I showed the blessing mudra. So again, in certain texts, mention in a few different ways, but the base on this sutra, the one that I showed last session is the correct. So first you dip your finger, first finger into the bak chong water. Then place your thumb in the center, or you can place both. Place your thumb in the center. Then from clockwise from your direction to all the way up to the front direction. One. Now the second one is, again, you place the both finger and thumb, or you just dip the thumb into the water. Then place your first finger in the center. Then this is quite challenging. So you have to do anti-clockwise from the front end to the front, the outward, like that. And there are some other texts, talks about the another way is almost like it's very, very difficult. So this is what one of the common way to do that. And then the bakchung, it says that apply outside, all the inside, you can like very much like you wash it completely, so you can have quite a lot of bakchung essence, and you can wash the entire mandala set. So the main purpose of cleansing, so the cleansing is interpretive. The definite meaning is to, to in order to purify, the impure mind. Mhm. So very much like why you cleanse with the bakchung is to cleanse your impure mind. Why you consecrate the mandala hips, those grains, in order to develop bodhicitta. Yeah. So so all this, even the bakchung, everything is taught in the tantric treatise. So the meaning, the reason of the mudra of using the bakchung to make the circle. The first circle is very much bring together of the three world in the entire three existence. Then make into one actualize into one base. Then you kind of like make a what do you call the boundary, like kind of make a fence around it. The second one is the uh, mainly the four continents. Mainly the four continents. So with so within the four continents, still there are many subcontinents. There are so many existence. Billions of existence within the entire world. The three worlds. Again, there are many sub worlds out there. So infinite. So very much. The first one is the entire the three worlds and all the sub worlds. Bound together on that your mandala base. Second one is four continent and whatever subcontinents inside exist there, you bring everything again within that the mandala base. So then whatever existing later, the rest of the heaps which symbolize different precious objects that exist within the universe, within the world, you make offering. So the purpose of doing that will help to get earned by you. So whatever offering that you offer on the using the mandala base, the three worlds, four continents, and all these become able to own by you. Otherwise just visualization. But here, by using the mandala base and by doing all these mudras that emphasize in the tantric treatise by Buddha, it has its own. The omniscient have seen, there's a benefit of owning all those things. And when you make offering of that, you are making entire it as your own offering. You see, so because of that, the mandala offering is become so powerful. So even when you use the hand mudra, the mandala offering, the hand mudra, then usually either you use some grains or flower petals, but mostly, most of the Buddhist practitioners, you have mala. So you make the mala in 2 rounds. Then you hold on like this and you make the offering. So these 2 rounds, they symbolize symbolize like the gathering, or the symbolize the having or owning by you the entire the 3 worlds, the entire 4 continents, and it is existing in it by you. So these 2 rounds symbolize for that. So in another way, these 2 rounds also symbolize similar to the bakchung, the mudra that you do 2 ways. It's a similar meaning like that. You must be tired. What is that? Oh, yes. Next week we must do. Next week I will try to. That's why I'm rushing to finish whatever I need to say. Anyway, so I think maybe if this is recorded, then can watch one more time would be better. Yes. So next week I think we can practice. Yes. Okay. There are a few more blah blah. Can I say that? So the next session is going to be very easy one. Fun. Yeah, our brother actually showed me a very interesting mandala base. So some of you, don't have the actual mandala base. Maybe can get the example from our brother. Then maybe you can go to the shop and get it easily. uh, yes. So yeah, and also maybe many individuals may have a cake baking tools at your home. So some of them can be very useful. Or then, uh, uh, yeah, if possible, I mean, for our practice is okay, but for future long-term using, the grains, if it's grain, it's good to wash them if possible, You wash them, you can dry up, or lightly, quick rinse it so it won't really soak inside. So then after that, the paper towel can, quickly dry, then you dry it in the sun. Then after that, then you also coat with a little bit of saffron water, if you have saffron water, And if you are getting like different stones, etc., also wash them. You can wash them. Again, that those stone also you can coat a little bit of saffron water if you have. So otherwise, if you have money pill, you can soak money pill, and then the money pill water you can sprinkle also can. Or there's a vase here. In a vase there may be saffron water, which consecrated water it may be. So then you can also sprinkle with that, like that. Then also the base where you're using, if the new one, good to wash, wipe clean as clean as possible. Okay, so then now there are 4 type of mandala offering. Okay, the outer mandala offering. I just mentioned about the Om Bedza Bume Aung, the meaning of that, and also at the end, the Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kanya Tayami, the meaning of that, the concluding mantra, and also the blessing, different blessing mantras. Then these 37 hips. First one is Mount Meru. Then second one is the eastern wall. Then third one is southern wall. Fourth one is the western wall. Fifth is northern wall. Then sub-walls. Then precious mountain. And then wish-granting tree. Wish-fulfilling cow. If you read the meaning, it's quite interesting, why is wish-fulfilling cow? Uncultivated harvest. Then precious wheel. Then precious jewel. Then precious queen. Then precious minister. Precious elephant. Precious and excellent horse. Precious general. Then great treasure vase. Golden goddess of beauty. Goddess of garland. Goddess of song. Goddess of dance. Goddess of flower. Goddess of incense, goddess of light, goddess of perfume, then sun, then the moon, then the precious parasol, then banner of victory, the banner of the victory, throughout all direction. When you place the banner of victory, place on all direction. So at the end, when you come to the end, once you place the crown, then you can keep placing as many hips as possible, even go beyond the number of 37 or whatever. Then there you can visualize you're offering your own participation mind, and you can also visualize specific, thing that you wish to offer. Maybe you may have just bought a new car, you want to offer that. You visualize. You may bought just a new home, you want to offer that. You may bought a new clothes, or you just got a grocery from shop at your home. You visualize that, unbelievably meaningful, like that. Then the electricity that you have, the water that you have, you use, electricity that you're going to use, so then monthly the bill is not wasted, you create so much more merit than what you pay the bill. So you can visualize them, then space. Then if you have any sickness, particular sickness, you again offer, you to remember, think of that, and especially if you know the cause of that sickness, you offer those cause, the specific cause. Let's say sugar problem, because of consuming too much sugar, you offer the sugar. If it's a cholesterol problem, is what is the cause of cholesterol? You can offer that. You see. So, but then, as I mentioned before, if it's a spirit harm, then you offer the spirits, or if it's a naga harm, you offer the nagas. If it's elemental harm, you offer like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all got elemental. Each day got elemental spirit also can harm. Each star has elemental spirit that can harm. Sun and moon has its own elemental spirits, uh, elemental energy. You see, uh, especially uh, from Buddhist point of view, that like stroke experience of strokes are more like there's an element like a cosmic energy that in relation to stars, weeks, days, sun, moon, so that's like that. Then like diseases like cancer, there's very much to do with harming the nature, like excavating the ground, you know, doing a lot of building, destroying the nature like rocks and mountains and sea, earth, trees, then the spirit in relation to that is basically nagas, landlords, so there's certain diseases has that kind of element like that. Then some people have like court case, legal case, that is very much like you have false accused to others. You have committed a karma of like approaching, falsely claims, to do with your mundane things, to do with your spiritual things, and always you 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 always you express negative false imputation to others. You say always the wrong thing about others, false, especially accusations, cursing, all this, very much, to do with very much like big mouth, bad mouth, create a lot of karma in relation to like court case, legal case, etc. If you go very detailed karma about karma, there's this, these are some examples, like that. So all these things you offer, all the negative action that you have done, if you remember, you offer. Any negative thing you have done, you offer in order to purify them. Uh, any negative that others harm you, you offer that person. Uh, dissolve into the mandala offering, you offer that. So at the last, you spend some time. It doesn't matter. You need to go exactly according with the recitation and the hips. As long as all the recitations are done or all the visualize. If you don't know how to remember the prayers, you remember the meaning. You remember each point. You remember each point. Mhm. uh, so you can visualize them, like golden ground and the fans and the Mount Meru. So no need to recite. If you're able to recite, that's wonderful. Otherwise, you visualize like this. So that at the end, take some time to do more visualizations. So like that. Then, if you want to receive blessings, let's say you want to receive blessings of sharp wisdom. So you visualize, the different deity staffs, like Manjushri's sword. You visualize Manjushri's sword, or you visualize Manjushri's, body like a snowflake fall, like snowfall falling into you and dissolving into you, like this Manjushri's wisdom sword, numberless emanating from Manjushri, dissolving into you, and you gain sense of satisfaction. I've achieved all the wisdom that Manjushri has, like that. Then like. Uh, uh, the compassion, and the um, mm, uh, bodhicitta. So bodhicitta, like the white vajra, in the center of the lotus at the heart, and white vajra. White vajra having 5 spots, you know, emanating infinitely from all the Buddhas. Then you receive it, you absorb into you, and your heart completely transform into bodhicitta. You visualize like kind of lotus, like infinite lotus, dissolving into you, like bodhicitta. What's it? Wisdom of emptiness arises like that. So when you want to receive blessing of Tara, like Tara's holy body, speech, and mind, infinite Tara, like a snowfall dissolving into from every pulse doors of you, every single moment of your consciousness is touched by the Tara like that. Then Tara carry, this Upala flower, infinite Upala flower, which is the essence of the Tara, dissolving into you like that. Then love, if you're lacking love, yourself lacking love to express to other, or you are lacking other expressing love to you, then visualize Maitreya. So the Maitreya carries this, that's particular nectar vase. You visualize those. So actually all the stops that deities, Buddhas, they hold those staffs like Manjushri's sword like that, like Lama Tsongkhapa's, the Wisdom Sutra and the sword. So you look at the deity, you will see each of them have their own staffs, implements. So when you do visualization of receiving those specific blessings, you visualize them, those staffs, in the nature of um, uh, wisdom, in the nature of like Dharmakaya wisdom, and then in the image of that particular staff, uh, but in the form of light that comes to you and dissolve into you like that. So all these things you can do very much at the end part of the mandala. Like then mandala offering also is one of very powerful practice to purify our impure world. So whatever impure, the samsaric existence that we offer in the visualizations of a pure realm, pure object you offer to the Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha, it have to purify your impure world, and it actualizes the causes to achieve the Buddha's pure land. This is one of a very powerful practice like that. So then also when you do this 7 heaps of mandala practice, in your visualization, you visualize the entire, the 37 heaps or entire, thing, you can visualize them. So then when it comes to inner mandala, that's the second one. I will just read through it. The inner mandala is a powerful remedy to the 3 poisons mind of attachment, aversion, ignorance that cause us discriminated others beings as a friend, enemy, and stranger. It involves imagining or visualizing your body transforming into the mandala and then into the pure realm, as well as offering the object of your attachment, aversion, and ignorance. So there's a prayer that you can recite. So there's a prayer that I will share, on maybe the next session. So you can also find that in the Lama Chupa, I think, prayer books. You can find that. So you can recite the 4-line prayers recited while visualizing this offering. This prayer is a method to counteract attachment and miserliness towards your body, possession, merit, and environment. It loosens the grip of attachment. Suddenly, it makes no sense to be attached to things anymore. The mind is transformed and feel blissful, feel peaceful like that. Then there's a you can find in the Heruka Chakrasambhara practice, share practice. The one of the way to transform your body into the mandala. There's a you can visualize like this. Your skin become a surface of the golden ground. Your blood become an oceans of nectar. Your flesh become beautiful garland of flowers floating on the oceans of nectar. Your stomach become Mount Meru. Your hands and feet become the 4 worlds or continents. The upper and the lower part of your arms and legs become the 8 sub-worlds, 8 subcontinents. Your head become the beautiful palace on top of the Mount Meru. So on top of the Mount Meru, it's not like a spot very sharp like that, bit like a flat, kind of like that. So it's very much like our head. It's not like very sharp up, isn't it? Exactly like that. So your head become beautiful place on top of the Mount Meru. Your heart become a beautiful jewel adorning the top of this palace. Your eye become the sun and moon, the two eyes. All your inner organs become wonderful possession and enjoyment of the gods and humans. So that's very at the end, you know. Uh, so abundance, there are so many inner organs, isn't it? There's so many, you just place everything. So visualize many objects of your attachment, aversion, and ignorance in the space above Mount Meru, and offer all this to your gurus. Don't visualize one object only. For example, if you have attachment for someone, imagine offering many numbers of that person. So this Kapcha Lama Subramanian is saying that. Think of possessions or certain type of food that you like. Imagine them multiplied many times and offer them to your guru without any sense of loss. Food craving. Momo, offer all the momos. uh, uh, offer all the Mexican food, especially in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Better offers. By offering the object of your negative mind, you renounce them and thereby cut off your attachment to them. By offering attachment, you renounce them. So beautiful, isn't it? So the Guru Buddhas are unbelievable. That's how they help us. You offer all the nonsense and help us renounce them. And they has the ability to experience bliss. Pure. So that's amazing. So you see, so sometimes we have this inconvenience on whether this is good enough offering or not, whether this is pure or not. We have this lot of kind of like inconvenience, as long as you have a heart of, like freeing miserliness and genuine sense of seeing that object has the ability to see everything pure and everything become offering, isn't it? If they are offered sincerely to the Guru Buddha, then they become his or hers and no longer yours. So it is not appropriate to feel attached or aversion for them. So this is very, very good logic. This is, after you already offer this some inconvenience that you feel, and you still feel inconvenient, you should think like, this is ridiculous. So that means I didn't make proper offering. And then you do again. You repeat again and again until okay, now totally gone, totally given. So ordinary beings are pleased by material offering, but the best offering to make to your guru is your renunciations of the three poisons. That's so true, isn't it? That's what guru want. That's the whole reason why guru teach us Dharma. That's the whole reason why Buddha came into existence to reveal the Eightfold teaching, is to purify our three poisons. As long as anything we do bring about purification of three poison, everything's perfect practice. Your guru is extremely pleased by this, not for himself, but because he knows that this is the only way you will achieve liberation. The essential meaning of giving up is not giving up the object, but the relinquishing your attachment to it. So renounced mind is the best offering. Okay, now the secret mandala. So the earlier one is like that. So very much like you offer entire your body, entire everything. If you're able to visualize one by one, best. If not, just offer inner, outer, whatever you have everything. The physical aggregates, mental aggregates. All the five aggregates you offer. Now so that's the inner offering. Now the secret is inner mandala offering. Now the secret mandala is here you manifest as a deity. So first you have to meditate on emptiness. Then from that void, then you arise, you manifest as a deity. It could be Tara, could be Cheresik, Vajrayogini, whatever. Then your own Dharmakaya nature manifests as a mandala. That true nature of you, which is the Buddha nature, the deity nature, the guru nature, the Dharmakaya, become the mandala offering. The aspect is the universe, the golden ground, Mount Mary, etc. But its essence is a transcendental wisdom of the non-dual bliss and emptiness. You can visualize yourself as the deity in your own pure land and offer them to your guru. So you make the mandala offering, the outer mandala offering, everything. And yourself, your Dharmakaya being is right in the center, as like the hips you offer, in that understanding of non-duality. So that becomes secret mandala. So then the suchness mandala is recognizing that the three circles, yourself, actions of offering, and the merit field, the guru, etc., are all merely labeled by mind and do not exist from their own side. So you're offering the empty nature of this tree, emptiness of this tree. See that the appearance of self-existence circle of tree is like a mirage or a dream. As a subject, action, and the object all merely labeled by mind. It is like offering a mandala in the dream. So this practice got the root of samsara. So that is the suchness, the mandala offering of suchness. So simply observing yourself. First, through analytical wisdom, you see you adorn the three pillars of understanding emptiness into the three objects: self, practice, and the objective. Then after that, observe into complete like space-like or space-like kind of like absorption meditation. As if like you are making that mandala offering practice in the dream time, like that. Thank you. We stop here. Okay. So next session, we will do all the questions that you have also, yeah? So we can stop here. Jawadi nyudo da lama sanje drujune rowa chi jamale de sala go bara sho chanjo semjo remboche ma je pam je je jawanya ba me kone gondo pewra sho toni dawa remboche ma je panam je je jawanya ba me ba ya kone gondo pewra sho ni dawa remboche ma je panam je je jawanya ba me ba ya kone gondo pewra yo kare rawe go me shingam de pendan de wa ma le jo ne chere se ma de jado Jabezede Bado Dangerous, Jawagundo, Yanda Lamada, Tamejo Jepala, Lonjo, Jazada, Lamje, Derafton, Doje Janji Gombanyu, do Amazim Jetamje, Dendan, Danger, and Rodam, Jenda, no, Dona, Josamakana, Data Kunyama, some Jeneba, Jenny Banyudo. The Venene Maluba, Dado, Juan, Mebra, Jo, Jabe, Jedra, Jembana, Gundo, Sambo, and they change the Kunje Sodan. Jawa data tamje rab dungo de zonje be jawa tamje de ngo ga chudonga ba de da je je jawa de sambo je je ra dungo wa je be dan zo mi ge be shen no ba tamje sim je ra wa ku samba je jin be be da shi sho. Thank you very much, everyone. Maybe next session, if we get time, maybe we can also practice some of the chanting tune for the different the mandala offering prayers, and there are different length of tunes, so we can also practice that. Okay, thank you.